So, what do you really need to spend on an IEM to get the most out of your music listening time? And that's the whole point, isn't it? We only have so many hours a week to listen to music, and we want to invest in an IEM that will give us the most pleasure, the most enjoyment during that time. To spend less is a waste of precious time, and to spend more is a waste of money. Okay, so the way I think about it, it's better to waste money than time. We can make more money if we have to, even if it means selling something we already own. But the time we have is the time we have, and our free time, as in music listening time, is the most precious of all. I think an argument can be made, and I'm going to make it right here, that in the current state of the IEM market, you can get about 90 to 95% of the enjoyment possible, or at least of the performance possible, from an IEM costing less than $150. No, that was not so a year ago, but I believe it is now. And I am thinking more and more that 90 to 95% of the performance possible at a price I can feel good about equals 100% of the possible enjoyment. I mean, to appreciate any significant difference in performance from the best under $150 IEMs of today, you would have to spend at least $400 to $600. And most of the IEMs in that price range will be just a tiny bit better, if not actually worse, than the very best of the under $150 IEMs. Oh yes, there are a couple of high-quality outliers in there that are better in just one or two ways, at around $200 to $250. But are they really that much better if you look at the overall enjoyment? And to eke out that last smidgen of overall performance, you'd have to spend over $1,000, up to $3,000. And even then, I would question whether I could hear enough of a difference in my day-in, day-out listening to streaming Apple lossless to really say I was enjoying my music time more. After all, the whole time I was listening, and maybe this is just me, I would be thinking, but is this really worth 10 or 20 times the price? I already have that problem with my AFL Performer 8s, the most expensive IEMs I own to date. While they are great, sometimes I think they're just not enough better to justify the price, and I actually have several under $150 IEMs that I enjoy just as much, and one that I enjoy more. You could, of course, make an argument that the end game can be even lower. There are a lot of really fine IEMs out there in the under $35 price range right now, and DSP is coming along fast, and that stands to be a game changer when they get the tech down and pair it with really high-quality drivers to improve a great set of drivers, not to make up for a mediocre one. Still, I can easily hear the difference between $35 IEMs and $135 IEMs. It is much harder for me to hear the difference between a $135 IEM and a $235 or even a $435 IEM. As a case in point, though not based on a $35 IEM, I can plainly hear the difference between the $70 SIMGOT E500 and the $109 SIMGOT EM6L. Clearly, the EM6L, or Phoenix by its other name, is, to my ear, just better in every way, and I can honestly say that I enjoy my music more with the Phoenix than with the E500. I have not had my E500s out once since I got the Phoenix. And I cannot say the same thing about the difference between the Phoenix, or the Celeste Phoenix Call for that matter, and the AFL Performer 8, which cost about 4 times as much as either of them. I find myself taking out the Phoenix or the Phoenix Call just as often as the P8s these days, and when I really want to enjoy my music time to the fullest, I take out the $140 on special website member discount Pen & Fan 2s. Right now, the Fan 2s are my endgame IEMs, even if they cost a third of the price of the AFL P8s. Look at what you can get for under $150 nowadays. If you like a warm, bass-centric IEM with good solid vocals and some twinkle, there's the $109 Kiwi Ears Quartet. If you want a balanced, refined, mature sound for multiple genres, and especially for vocals, there is the also $109 SIMGOT EM6L. If you want something more cerebral, with an emphasis on detail and resolution, something to separate the strands of complex mixes and deep tracks, there is the $129 Kinnear Celeste Phoenix Call. Even if you want a banger for rock and rap and EDM and the occasional spiced-up classical or classical crossover, you have any number of excellent V-shaped offerings, including the Tempotec IM05, a $140 IM, currently on sale for $70. If you're a fan of planars, there's the Lecture S12 Pro, often on sale for $135, and then there are quite a few brand new ones, just released or just about to be released, that are going to nestle in the under $150 price range. The Kiwi Ears Melody at $90 is one that I'm watching. And if you want a truly extraordinary IEM that will give you full return on both your time and money, pretty much no matter what you listen to or how you listen, sign up for the Pen On newsletter and wait patiently for the 50% discount offer to arrive in your inbox. Then buy the Pen and Fan too. It'll be the best money you ever spend on music. Or that's what I think anyway. And those are just a few IEMs that I've heard and reviewed. So here it is again, the important part. In my opinion, 90 to 95% of the best possible performance at a price I can feel good about spending equals 100% enjoyment of the time I have to listen to music. That is, in the current state of the market, $150 endgame. Will the endgame come down even further in price? I don't think so. Even if DSP comes to high-quality hybrid driver IEMs in the next 2 years, in the next year maybe, the price of making an IEM with high-quality drivers and a good design is not going to change. The under $150 IEMs might get better, but the $50 to $70 IEMs are not going to catch up. I think the $150 endgame, as I have defined it, will be around for some time to come. And I think that might just be a good thing. Of course, I could get totally surprised. I'm always happy to be pleasantly surprised. Maybe there's an even more wonderful $150 IM just waiting in the wings for the next round of introductions. Maybe there's something even more surprising. Wouldn't that be fun?